I will start with an introduction. Oh, we are not yet. Oh, yeah, we are live. We are actually live. Yes, welcome everybody. We started early because I pressed the wrong button, but actually there is so many people around anyways. So welcome
We'll
everybody.
call it a happy accident.
Yes, happy accident. Here we are. So welcome everybody to the Ecolinguist live. Today with us we have a special guest that you all know already, Luke Ranieri.
Glad to be here.
The ScorpioMartianus and the author of Polymathy YouTube channel. Luke, so welcome to the show. The last time that we did Q&A was like almost 2 years ago.
Oh my gosh, that's a long time ago. Well, it's of course enormous thanks to you for having had me as a guest on your channel a few times that I was able to expand my audience. So it's such a pleasure to be on your channel again. And may I mention what I have in mind for us on the Polymathy side?
Yes,
that
Yes.
I want to have you on Polymathy for the live stream in hopefully before the end of the month, before Halloween. That is the intent, but that hasn't been planned yet, but sooner the better.
Great. Yeah, let's do that. Absolutely. I already accepted the invitation, so we're gonna do that there.
Good.
But so many people are here, and everybody is here, very excited because this is a call-in show. So people will be able to call in today, and we will be able to improvise language challenges today, mostly focusing on Latin comprehension. So that's coming up soon. But before we start, I would like to maybe spend some time talking to you and catching up because we haven't talked for a while. I'm very curious about what you are up to these days and how things have been, since we last talked. And I'm sure people also have some questions. So everybody in the chat, if you have any questions for Luke, feel free to post them. A good practice would be to put a Q in front of your question because there is so many comments coming in right now that I might miss them. So if you have any questions, you can just write them into the chat. Or you can also just call in, and then also before we start the language challenge, you can ask a question to Luke if you want to.
This is such a great concept. It takes I think a lot of skill and bravery on the part of any YouTuber to do this. Obviously, it works and it's great, and so I think it's just an awesome idea.
Yeah, the biggest challenge is always the technology, but so when I started doing it like 2 years ago, it didn't really work that well because of the connectivity issues and stuff. But now I'm using this amazing software that does everything for me, and it's very easy for callers as well. Like even you calling on that software right now. So. And I see there is so many people waiting in line to connect with us. So that's great.
Right.
I think in the software I can only have like 5 people at a time in the line. So you guys during the show you can just try to get through and stay on the line because the idea is going to be that we're going to have one person per challenge, maybe 2 max. We're trying to keep it simple. And give everybody a chance to to taste Latin directly. So that's the idea. So yes, the questions will be falling into the chat. Hopefully. Oh, the first question from Oscar. How are you today?
Bene amico. I'm well, thank you. Qual es tu? How are you?
You know Oscar, clearly.
Yeah.
Yes, that's great. The question. Okay, we have a question from the blind conlanger. I have a question. How do I exactly do this calling thing? So there is a link in the description box. Let me check which link would it be? It would be. Yeah, it's basically just after the first paragraph. There is connect with Norbert and Luke during the stream, and there is a link that takes you to a registration form. It's pretty straightforward to fill in. Actually, let me show everybody how it looks like. Yeah. So this is how it looks like. You just want to register, give me some of your details, and this is important because I want to know that you are okay with being on the show. That's the first thing, and I do need your contact details in case I need to contact you about it later on. And also, as Luke said, it's kind of it takes some bravery to talk to people online like this. So I do need to, keep myself safe as well and my guests as well. So that's why you need to register. We don't want like any bots calling or stuff like that or some trolls. We want to talk to real people. So that's how it looks like. The registration form. After you fill it in, you should get another link at the end, like in a thank you message with Google Form. You should get another link that takes you to the page that explains to you how to connect with the stream. At the end, there will be a button with the link that you can click and connect. Yes, so basically that's how it looks like. Luke, are you back?
Oh, I'm back.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
You are back. Are you looking for something? Do you want to show us something?
No, wait, no, don't fall. Okay, good. No.
Okay, good. Oh, Folklore is asking, outside of Latin, what is in your opinion the most interesting language?
That's so difficult because really it could be anything, any language. For me at the moment, I happen to be studying Coptic, the last stage of ancient Egyptian, which is very interesting to me at the moment, and I have some really cool tools that I'm using to learn it and make videos for it. So, at the moment, that's really interesting to me.
Coptic,
But I mean,
okay.
yeah, but the whole ancient Egyptian sequence, it's a 4,000-year-long attested in writing language history, which is the oldest, I think, continuous history of any language, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Especially because you can see how much it's changed in its grammar and phonology. It's done a bunch of cycles. It's gone from being more synthetic to analytic to agglutinative. It's gone through those various stages that languages do, like a complete cycle in a few thousand years. So it's kind of a neat demonstration of linguistic theory.
So did you actually start making content in Coptic on your channel, ScorpioMartianus or Polymathy? Which channel are you focusing on the language?
It's kind of all of them at the moment. Right now, I've been just making videos for patrons. As I've been studying and learning it, I've been making lessons for my patrons showing what I've recently been learning. I have a whole bunch of those planned, but I've also made videos which are on my new secondary channel, Polymathy 2, which they're actually there in a playlist. They're just not live yet. I'm going to make them live in a couple weeks, but people can actually go find them now if they are clever enough with YouTube to go and see what playlists are available.
Okay, so Coptic is your new passion that you follow, but you still do Latin, you still do ancient Greek, and it hasn't changed.
That hasn't changed.
Great. Alexei is asking, do you know Gaudemus Igitur by heart?
Yeah, that's a song that's especially used to be popular in university, like for university students. I think it's Gaudeamus Igitur Juvenestum subus or something. I don't know the melody. And no, that's all I remember of it, and I don't even have the melody right. I just know it was associated with like early 20th century American university students, at least, and maybe also British. I don't know, though.
Okay. Mattia is asking, I'm connecting from 15 minutes. Is it good? Okay, so if the screen shows that you're connecting, that means that you're on the line. So I should be able to see you. And I don't know what name you used for logging in, but just be patient and maybe refresh. Like once we start adding guests on, just observe what's happening and try to call in the right moment when the person disconnects. There will be like a gap, a moment where you can actually call in and maybe reserve a line. So actually there is so many people calling that maybe we should start letting them in, because I also know you have a time limit look today. So let's see about that. People say my microphone is not as loud as yours.
Really?
Luke.
Oh, well, I can do some things on my side of that, or I can also do this. Is this better? So whatever works, we can play with here.
They say that my mic might be a little bit low. Oh, actually, let me check. Oh yeah, I see. I just need to increase the boost the mic a little bit. Yeah,
okay.
It was on the
You
wrong
sound
settings.
okay to me. My on my computer's telling me that the microphone gain is maxed out, which is what it normally does during a live stream. But if I need to be farther away, people just let Norbert know.
Okay, that's fine. So I just made some improvements on my side. So, okay, Wes says it's much better now. Okay, that's good. That worked. Thanks for letting me know because, it's happening live. So So, and I am not able to hear the stream that you're actually watching. So that's the thing. Great. So the idea for this stream is language challenges. So we basically will be trying to recreate the format that is the classic Ecolinguist format, which is mutual intelligibility or word guessing games. I know, Luke, you prepared some of that. Depending on who we are talking to, we will come up with ideas for a challenge. So for all those of you who are calling in right now, just know that because we have so many people calling in, we will be changing people after every challenge. So everybody is going to have a little bit of time on air, and then we have to get in another person. Okay, so actually there is a Wes calling. He's the first in line, so let's add him in. Okay, let me see what happens if we press this button. Wes, are you coming? 1 second. You're third. Wes?
Hi.
Hey,
Salve,
hello.
Wes.
Hi, Wes. Where are you calling from, and what languages do you speak?
Right now I'm calling from Los Angeles.
Okay, that's great. And what languages do you speak?
I'm a native speaker of English, and I come from a part of Los Angeles with a lot of Japanese speakers, so I also grew up speaking some very broken Japanese English pidgin.
Suge.
Arigatou gozaimasu. Hi. My other language that I'm fluent in is Esperanto. So I'm hoping that might give me a little bit of help with the Latin, but we'll have to see. So I'm here to represent the Esperanto speakers a little bit.
The Esperanto speakers, great. Esperanto and English, you may get a chance. What can we come up with for this one? Maybe just a word guessing game. I'm actually, Wes. What formats are you familiar with? Like, do you watch? Have you seen some of videos on the Ecolinguist channel? Maybe you follow Luke as well.
Yeah, I've seen a few of the Ecolinguist videos, including the ones that Luke has done. I've seen a few of Luke's videos as well, ScorpioMartianus, and a lot of the Polymathy videos as well. I like the recent Celsius video, but I'm used to Celsius, so for me, I had to learn it the other way around.
How did that happen? Wait a minute. Native Los Angeles man?
I grew up in England.
Really?
Well, I just moved back here like 2 months ago. I have an American mother, that's the accent. But yeah.
I'm also fascinated by that. Normally, we pick up our speech habits from our peers and very little from our parents, but...
I grew up back and forth my whole life. It's a whole thing.
That'll do it. Cool. Very cool.
2 birth certificates, 2 passports, the whole 9 yards. It's a weird one.
Well, now we're just showing off, aren't we?
Yeah. Well.
Okay, that's great. So, I think I figured this one out. So, because there is so many people trying to call in, I think if you're, Wes, if you're ready for the challenge, and look, if you have a word in mind that you would like to describe to...
Yes. Shall I do, like, back in the first time, describe the word in Latin and he has to guess it?
Yes.
All right.
So, Wes, if you could, maybe to boost the challenge a little bit, to take it to the next level, maybe, Wes, you would like to ask clarifying questions in Esperanto? Or try to communicate with Luke in Esperanto.
Yeah, I've not studied that. I just know it makes my brain kind of...
Okay, let's do that then.
Luke, ĉu vi scias Esperanton?
Non. Sed ecce quod ecce indicia tibi amice.
Estas facila lingvo, yes.
Bene, vocabulum est pomum. Est pomum longum et colore flavo. Quid est?
En Esperanto ni havas vorton pomo. Do mi supozas ke pomo estas el la vorto pomum, ĉu vi parolis?
Nescio lingua Esperanto, sed...
Kaj vi diris flava, kaj ni havas la saman vorton en Esperanto, do mi supozas ke vi pridiris flavan pomon, angle yellow apple.
Pomum, sed pomum non modo malum significat, sunt omnia genera etiam fructum.
Ah, okay. Do flavine fructoin
Non est
kiel
malum,
hmm, um oh, estas longa fructo?
est longum pomum et flavum. Quid est?
Ah, ĉu estas banano?
Recte, musa. Latine variis vocabulis vocatur, banana vocatur, ariena aut ariera vocatur, atque etiam musa vocatur Latine. So we have three or so words for it in Latin, actually.
Interesa.
Well done. Mac de virtu
Dankon.
testo.
Well done. So, was it difficult? Well,
Sorry, English. No, it was not too difficult. There's a lot of intelligibility there. The only one that threw me off was polmum, which is just an apple in Esperanto, probably from French.
I would guess so,
But
yeah. It can mean,
yeah,
it
the
does
moment
have that meaning of pomum, meaning of the regular apple, but it's also used as a generic term for fruit. So, well done.
yeah, the moment you said it was a category of things including apples, I was like, yeah, it's just fruit, yellow fruit, long. It's probably a banana.
yeah. Actually, to me, it also was it was throwing me off a little bit as well because pomo. I thought I was actually saying the word, but no, it's it's just a
said pomo,
category.
I'm like, easy pomo.
Yeah,
pomo,
yeah. But that's great. Yeah. So Wes, let's give a chance to other callers now. Thank you so
Of course,
much.
yeah.
Thank you so much for
Thanks for having
calling
me.
in.
It was great to be on the
Nice
show.
meeting you, Wes. That was fun.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you too.
And yeah, very interesting hearing the Esperanto spoken at me. I don't think that's ever happened before, but it demonstrates the high intelligibility. So
yes. I actually studied Esperanto for a few months, like at university, just out of curiosity. Yes,
oh, that's cool. It did come from Poland, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. It was created in Poland, close to where I'm from, actually. But I was not aware of that for a very long time. Just like late high school, I kind of found out about it.
I'm close to Amish country where I grew up, and I've never been there. I've never met an Amish, so that can happen.
Yes. Okay. So now we have Danielle. Danielle, you are coming next in a second. I just need to change something here in the screen. Okay, let's meet Danielle. Hello, Danielle.
Hi.
Hi, Danielle. Where are you calling from, and what languages do you speak?
I'm calling from Miami, and I speak English. Spanish was my first language, but I was born and raised in the U.S. So English is my dominant language, but I speak Spanish, and I learned French in college, and as well as Portuguese.
Nice meeting you.
Great. So, Daniel, what is your experience with Latin?
I didn't really take Latin. I learned a little bit of the history of French, and that involved a tiny bit of Latin, but I don't really know Latin.
Okay, so that's going to be an interesting challenge for you. So, which language would you like to use for the challenge? You know, because there will be some dialogue happening, so you will be able to ask clarifying questions to Luke. Would you like to use Spanish or French?
I could use Spanish.
Okay, Spanish.
Is that okay?
Yes. Okay, so I think we can just follow with the word guessing again.
Okay,
Luke,
ready.
You have that? Okay, let's do that then. I think I press number 2. Okay. 1 second, I just need to change something.
Expectamus te.
Yeah, please just bear with me, because this is... Yes, that's the right one. Okay, let's do this.
Bene. Salve, Daniel. Ecce vocabulum tuum, id describo. Hoc est instrumentum quo cartam secare possumus. Instrumentum quo cartam secare possumus. Quid est?
Es un instrumento que usa para secar algo.
Put nescio quo vocabulo hispanice secare, sed secare est frangere,
Oh.
secare
Um,
cartam,
Cartam.
cartam secare.
Ok. Cartam puede referir a un papel o como una carta que uno escribe. Mm,
Si ecce finge imagine tua, ego cartam habeo, sed ego volo cartam minore habere. Necesset mihi secare eam cartam, hoc instrumento. Quo instrumento? Quid est nomen huius instrumenti?
oh, une carte en francés significa mapa. No
Recte,
es,
se
pero no.
carta est ut dixti tu hispanice papel. Carta
Oh,
est
okay.
papel hispanice. Sed papel secare in duas partes scindere. Si habes unum folium cartae, et si vis
Una hoja.
duas partes facere, necesse secare, hoc instrumento.
Oh, okay. Puede escribir con un lápiz o un lapicero, o instrumentum para secare, huecos? No.
Secare est in duas partes dividere.
Oh, okay.
Secare. Etiam culturo potest secare. Culturo potest secare, hoc instrumento potest secare.
Oh, entonces para doblar, no.
Recte, duas minores
Oh,
partes facere.
es para cortar. No.
Recte,
Oh,
secare.
okay. Son tijeras.
Recte, quomodo vocatur hispanice?
Tijeras o scissors,
Tijeras.
tijeras.
Recte. Forfices, latine, forfices. Euge, bene fecisti, Daniel. Stopos.
Gracias, thank you.
Great. So we're talking about scissors. Scissors.
Right. Scissors.
Yes.
Forfices.
That's great. That's great. Was it difficult, Daniel?
It was a little difficult. Yeah. There I have some ideas in my head, and there are some cognates and false cognates maybe, but I was trying to look for it in different languages.
What does
But
secar mean in Spanish?
to
Does it
dry.
have it? Right, from sicare in Latin, I got it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But what was secar again? What is
Secare in Latin is to cut.
Oh,
It's,
to cut. Okay.
acortar.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh,
That was
okay.
So
fun.
that threw you off then. That threw you off.
I was thrown off.
Yeah.
Norbert, you didn't say I had to work in this show.
Of
Otherwise, that'd be
course.
easy for me. I had all these talented people with their Spanish and Esperanto.
Yes,
too late
this
today
is
for me.
We never know who's gonna call, so we are all at high alert, you know. Yes,
cool.
trying
That's
to
cool.
communicate in different languages. So that's great. So Daniel, thank you so much for taking part in the challenge.
Thanks, Daniel.
Thanks for having me.
Let's meet other people right now. Let's add them as well. So thank you, Daniel, for calling. I see there is Leonardo calling. Leonardo is a frequent caller, so let's meet him. Hello, Leonardo. You have to unmute
Hi,
yourself.
Leonardo.
Leonardo, you are muted. You muted yourself. You have to unmute yourself. Uh-huh. Yeah, you just need to click somewhere. Oh no, Leonardo, you are muted. So I can't unmute you on my side. It has to be.
Maybe there's a problem with your system setting, Leonardo.
It
Could be the
says that
microphones or-
that you muted yourself, Leonardo. So you have to unmute yourself. Maybe try to call again. You know, I will see you in the line, and I will add you as soon as we can. Okay, Leonardo, let's do that. Oh no, here we are. No, that's the wrong one. So let's add another person in line. Okay, so Enrique, you're coming next. Hello, Enrique. Can you hear us, Enrique?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hi, Enrique. Salve.
Yeah. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can hear you. Maybe you do need to like mute the stream on your device.
Yeah. I think I already had done it.
Okay, that's
there.
fine. That's fine. We can hear you. Fine. So, Enrique, where are you calling from, and what languages do you speak?
Hello. I'm calling from Mexico, and of course, my native is Spanish, and I can speak English, a little bit of French and German, but not so much.
Okay, so you speak two Romance languages, right? And what's your experience with Latin?
Not so much. Maybe just the Lux videos and the challenge in your channel, but yeah, not so much experience in that.
Okay,
right.
okay, good. So which language would you like to use for this challenge? Would you like to use Spanish or French to talk to look in?
My French is so so broken right now. Maybe Spanish. Sorry again,
Okay.
Spanish, but yeah.
No, it's fine. I
Fine.
love Spanish. I'm horribly rusty in Spanish, and I didn't know it that well to begin with. So you just have to be patient with my lack of Spanish as we go ahead. But that'll be fun.
Yes. Okay. So look, if you have a word ready, let's.
Oh, you know, I
let's-
didn't. Hold on, let me check. What's a good one? Let me see. If
Yeah,
we
you
get,
can choose something more difficult. Like how do you how are you feeling today, Enrique? Do you feel like you're ready for like a
kind of words
great
you want?
challenge or something easy?
I can try.
Do we want noun, verb, or adjective?
Verb might be difficult to describe.
I have a noun.
Okay.
I already made a decision, so
Okay.
thank you.
Okay.
All right.
So
Hagamos.
let's do
this.
that.
Salve Enrique, ecce vocabulum tuum, ego tibi describo. Est insectum, hoc est parvum animal est insectum. Est insectum quod volat, habet corpus rotundum, est insectum parvum, colores habet in corpore rubrum et nigrum.
Creo
Quod
que
est.
ya sé. Es un insecto que puede volar, que es redondo, que tiene los colores rojo y negro, así que supongo que es una catarina o mariquita también se le dice.
Quomodo Anglicae vocatur istud? Anglicae quid est?
In English. No sé por qué lo olvidé.
Because I don't know the Spanish word for this.
I forgot no me acuerdo en inglés.
Wait, if you say it again, I can look it up to see if you have it right. Dic mihi, quid est?
Catarina.
Rina insecto español. Sí. Okay.
¿Cuál es el nombre? ¿Cuál es el nombre en inglés? Olvidé.
A ladybug.
Yeah,
Coccinella.
of course.
What about
Coquinela.
Ladybird?
Or ladybird. Yeah, ladybird
Yeah.
is also said. Ladybird is a bit more common in the south of the United States. But I love that term, ladybird instead of ladybug. They're both very cute words. So, yeah.
Okay, great. So Enrique, Enrique, how
Machte
was it?
tu testo.
Yes, cool. So Enrique, how was it for you? Was it difficult or easier than expected?
I was going to speak in Spanish and then I remember. Now I think it was pretty easy. I think I got most of the part that Luke was saying. So, and I know that maybe you're speaking a little bit slowly, so I can get more. But yeah, it was good description, so I can get it pretty easily, I think.
Great, great. So, Enrique, thank you so much for calling in. So, before you disconnect, I just want to tell everybody that if you want to call in, you can call right now because there will be a window open once Enrique disconnects. So this is a good moment to try. So thank you again, Enrique, and
Gracias, Wally Enrique.
and let's add another person. Okay, we've got who do we have? Oh, we've got Jobak joining us. So Jobak, are you ready? Hello. You're live now.
Hello, hello.
Salve,
Hi.
qui
Hello
descrivi
to the
nome?
both of you.
Jobak, where are you calling from? Thanks for calling. Where are you calling from and what languages do you speak?
Well, I'm in Belgium. I'm located in between Brussels and Leuven, Lovaina in Latin. My native language, my mother tongue is French, but I grew up speaking also Dutch. And at high school, I studied English and Spanish. And I am now studying Spanish at a university level. And I also speak a little bit of German, Luxembourgish, Portuguese, and Polish.
Okay, so you are a true polyglot. What's your experience with Latin?
It's a little bit funny. I started Latin in high school the first 2 years, but it's actually because my mother obliged me. I didn't want to, so I finished my second year with a percentage of 23%, and that was the end of the Latin for me. But now that I'm studying Spanish, I had a course of diachronic linguistics, so I had to explain the passage from Latin to Spanish. So in the exam, for example, we receive a Latin word in classical Latin, and then we have to describe to which Spanish words it corresponds and all the intermediate steps to get there. So the evolution of the Latin words to the Spanish one. Yeah.
So actually studying that connection was part of your course, or that was just like a task for you to complete at the exam? Because
So this is one. Yeah, excuse me. This is one type of question we got at the exam. Yeah.
so you actually had to study that connection, or it was just kind of, because I'm not sure how this course works. You said it's like a very specific, very particular, right, approach to teaching.
Well, this is just one course. It's called diachronic linguistics. So
okay.
linguistics, but over time, in opposition with synchronic linguistics, which is the analysis of the language at a given time. And yes, we studied all the features that are identifiable in the passage from Latin to Vulgar Latin, to Old Spanish, and to Modern Spanish. Yeah.
Fascinating.
So
I love that stuff.
You know that means that look, the challenge will have to be risen to a very high level, at this point.
Yeah. Should we do the same thing, guessing, or should I?
What else do you have prepared? Maybe
No, that was
something-
all I had a series of random words to guess for
mhm.
sure. Otherwise, we can improvise something special for this fellow if you like. Can you tell me your name again? I couldn't get the front.
Frederick.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Frederick. Freuderike. Is that what it is in Latin? Freuderike. I forgot what it normally is in Latin. Anyway, so let us do something that challenges this passage of one word to another.
Oh, all right.
Let's. And I'm thinking about, because actually this came up in the chat too. Maybe this will be a little bit interactive with some of the people that we're talking about. I didn't watch it closely, but they were a little bit confused about, I think, what I was saying when I was talking about secare and before. So there's secar in Spanish, but it's not from the Latin word secare. What's going on there? Can you trace that?
I missed this part about secare because I had
Oh,
some
no.
interference
Okay, well then-
in my headset, and I had to restart my computer at that moment. I just read something about it in the comments, but I couldn't follow the discussion about that word. So,
But what do you know about
But I-
the word "secara" in Spanish? Like, does it ring any bell? Maybe you know some etymology related to that.
So secar in Spanish means to dry. Yes.
Right.
So in the first instance, you would think it has nothing to do with secare, the word that you were trying
right.
to.
That's right. So
now
why
if-
not? Why would secare not be secar in Spanish?
So if there
Or
is
would
a
you-
connection between those two, I would say no, because of the meaning, it's impossible. But,
Well, the meaning, that's right. Meaning's impossible. What would be the regular transition of an intervocalic C, secare, into a Romance language normally? Through vulgar Latin, of course, through the informal Latin, through Old Spanish.
no, you push the challenge a little bit high.
Maybe it's too high.
Yeah, You think of lenition. The softening
Excuse me, can
of
you-
consonant. Yeah, the lenition or the softening of consonant sounds between vowels. So what's softer than k?
The g, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
And there is, for example, if I think Romance has at least some words like, say, sega, which is a saw in Italian. I don't know the Spanish equivalent off the top of my head. Whereas Spanish secar, the Latin word is siccare. So how does siccare in Latin become Spanish secar? What's that transformation?
So you have the elision of the final e. Yes. You have the debilitation. So the softening of the vocal. E in I. Yes. Secaris. No. What's the Latin word again?
Siccare with two C's, but there's only one in Spanish. Which is the last transformation.
Yes, because the E is softer than the I, so you have a softening of that vocal.
Right. Does Spanish retain any doubled or geminated consonants from Latin? This is a trick question. Don't fall for
it. In what I can remember, I would say no.
There are exceptions. The liquids, a couple of them.
The L and the W? No. The R, I mean.
R in particular. That's one, like tierra from Latin terra. That one is fully retained just as it was in Latin. And of course, double L gets some special renditions like, I don't know, like amarillo and things like that. And año from anno. But really, it's the double R is the one that's, I think, truly preserved.
Exactly.
I think
Yes.
you passed with flying colors. I threw some crazy stuff at you, which wasn't normal Ecolinguist stuff, but I had fun. Did you have
Thank
fun?
you.
Yeah,
Yes,
this
yes.
this is
It
that's,
remind me of my exams.
yes.
done.
So you were examinated live on the Ecolinguist.
That was fun.
Great. That's good. So that was an unprecedented challenge. We haven't had that on my channel yet. So you're Frederick, right? Frederick, that's your name.
Yes.
Yes,
Frederick. Tak.
Frederick. Like, so do you have any questions or anything you want to say before we add another person to the stream?
You mean a question about what we just talked about?
Yes, questions you can ask, or maybe a question about Latin or anything that comes to your mind.
No, I just want to add, I will pass the place for someone else, but if you have one more spot at the end, I would like to take the challenge to guess the Latin word, if it's possible, or another day. I mean, I don't know how much people are in line, but
Okay,
it would be fun also.
Okay, so we try that maybe towards the end. If you still call, I will try to add you. Okay.
All right.
That's
Thank you
good.
very much.
Thank you so
Gratias,
much.
Frederick.
Thank you.
Vale.
Thank you. So yes, look, people want the regular challenge.
I'm happy to provide. I
Yes.
have, so in order to jog my memory, the book I grabbed from above was the first 1,000 words in Latin, which is adorable. It has like
Actually, you are mirrored. That's
motions
interesting.
and things, and all kinds of random words just to get me thinking. In any case, I'm ready for next.
Okay,
word
so if
and
you got a
person
word,
challenge.
yeah, we can add.
I literally have 1,000.
Now
Sorry.
you're prepared for that. So Leonardo, you're gonna be next. So yes, we're going to try with Leonardo again. Leonardo, are you connected? Yes. Okay. Hello, Leonardo.
Hello guys! Salvete
Hey,
hombres!
Leonardo.
Salve Lucius!
Salve. So you already know
Oye,
some kind of Latin, I think, right?
I can speak minime loco Latine.
Great. So Leonardo, just introduce yourself. Tell us where you're calling from and what languages do you speak. Just for new people who just met you.
Okay, so I'm Leonardo, calling from Italy. I am half Italian, half Dutch, but clearly have experience in many other languages, such as I speak Italian, English, Dutch, French, a tiny little bit of modern Greek, tiny little bit of actually almost fluent Portuguese, tiny little bit of Mandarin, and a tiny little bit of German. So
Parlo
yeah,
italiano, ovviamente, sì.
I am ready for.
You're ready for guessing the word.
Sì, qualche latine minime loquor.
Okay, so since Leonardo is a polyglot and he studied a little bit of Latin, look, you can pick a word that is a little bit, more difficult, maybe more abstract. Okay, just to give him a
Qualche
chance.
stick carte.
Okay, so Leonardo, what language do you want to use for the challenge? Do you want to speak Italian, or I think that would be the most reasonable. Yes, Italian. So if you communicate with.
Forse l'italiano, so che anche tu parli italiano, Luke, quindi
Sì.
non ci sono problemi.
Exactly.
Così sono a mio agio, grazie.
Ma figurati, tanto
Great.
siamo qui. Sono io a dover indovinare, tu devi cercare di capire.
Good. So if you guys ready, let's start the challenge.
Andiamo, divinare.
Andiamo,
postu.
agamus, amiche. Igitur,
Dic.
hoc non est res concreta, est conceptum, est aliquid quod facimus. Est una inter scientias. Est scientia qua homines docti stellas observant
Sì.
et eorum naturas intellegant. Quid est?
La hai parlato della natura delle stelle, di come, diciamo, una tra le, diciamo, materie scientifiche, anche se poi sono andato lì per lì, mi hai detto interscientias e sono andato a pensare pur che altro alle, a schio, cioè conoscere, quindi qualcosa più di collegato alla conoscenza in generale. Però poi tu mi hai parlato dell'osservazione degli astri e quindi allo stesso tempo penso sia l'astronomia di cui stai parlando.
Rectissime, Euge, Sopos.
Quid est latine Lucius, quid est?
Astronomia est.
Valde, gratias, Tibiago.
Gratias tibiago.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Leonardo.
and a fun
Thanks
thing
for
between
really-
Italian and
it-
Latin is many of those sciences, like say astronomy, astronomia in Italian, that mia, that stress pattern follows what modern Greek does, whereas Latin
Exactly.
follows a different thing. So it would be astronomia that
Yeah.
will never get the stress in Latin. normally.
Astronomia. With that,
Yeah.
but actually, if you have a tiny little bit of time still left, I'd like to ask a question to Luke before I'm leaving.
Okay.
Maybe I'll stay on the line because if there are any other possibilities, and then you never know, like last time. But I'll try to ask you a question. But exactly, Luke, what has been your initial idea and principle, and what made you start studying Japanese?
Oh, I was stationed there. I used to be in the Air Force, and I decided to learn the language as best I could while I lived there.
Ah, okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting because actually I like to do Chinese and Japanese at university, so quite curious.
Those are fun languages. Enjoy.
Okay.
I already said I speak a bit of Mandarin, so yeah, I know
Yeah.
those are fun. Yeah.
Okay,
Gracias,
great, Leonardo.
Tiago.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Gracias,
so much
Tiago.
for
Gracias.
participating. Yes.
Gracias,
Vale.
uomisago omnes.
Yes. So Leonardo, he's a frequent caller, so we know him, and he's also an active Discord member. So we also have
that's
an
great.
Ecolinguist Discord community where people can do this kind of exercises, activities by themselves. There are voice channels there, and they can just meet up and do language exchange and whatever you guys want. You can just hang out there, play video games. It's a really cool place and community for people who are interested in languages. So you can check that out. And another person joining is Samantha, that you probably already know. Samantha. Hello.
Whoa! Hi.
Hello,
Salve,
Samantha.
Hi.
Samantha, where are you calling from and what languages do you speak? Most of the viewers probably already know you because you've been in one of my videos. But
Yes, I am so sorry, but I had to try because Luke is one of my idols, and thank you for the
gosh.
opportunity.
Well,
I'm Samantha.
what if I
call-
disappoint you now? Then I can never live.
Sorry. Samantha, I call from Italy, and I am precisely from Tuscany. And well, I speak English, a little bit of French, and to be honest, I attended Liceo Classico. So in high school, I studied Latin and Greek for 5 years, but I would be a liar if I tell you that I know Latin and Greek because I almost forgot everything.
So I think that maybe like choosing a word that is again a little bit more abstract or something that is not that
No. You're saying that you're assuming that I know Latin, but I do not know Latin.
But you also speak Tuscan vernacular,
Yes.
which is do you think?
Indovai.
Oh, look, you're familiar.
I lived in Florence for a year many years ago, and that's all I remember off the top of my head.
Perfect.
We can give her a concrete
Toscano.
word.
Okay.
I have something.
Okay,
Perfetto.
so
Bene così.
let's do this then.
Salve, Samantha. bene habet. Hoc vocabulum est aliquid quo utimur in macella nos scilicet, in macella nos obsonia velimus. Amere, sed quo modo comparare opus est in hoc instrumento imponere et verre ut comparemus. Quid est?
Allora, ho capito solo Machella, possibile?
Rete, Machella.
C'entra qualcosa, forse mi sto sbagliando di brutto, c'entra qualcosa il macellaio o macellare?
Recte est ubi obsonia sunt, obsonamus. Si volimus obsonare, exempli gratia, Samantha. Frigidarium meum plenum non est. Quibus non est in frigidario, opus est mihi obsonare, ut quibum
Ok, comprare del cibo.
Recte. Sed cum
Ok.
nos ambulamus in macella, opus est quibum obsonia, imponere in aliquare. Quid est haec res? Ut feramus, ut portemus quibos.
Dove... Quindi è un luogo, una specie di... no,
Locus non est.
non è un luogo. Allora, mi sono persa. Mi hai detto appunto andiamo a comprare il cibo, perché il frigorifero è vuoto, quindi andiamo dal macellaio.
Macella generatim est ubi omnia genera ciborum sunt.
Ah, ok, al supermercato, tipo.
Recte.
Sì. E poi che
Recte.
succede?
Possumusne in manibus nostris portare?
Ah, no, nelle buste. Nelle
Recte.
borse.
Et hic non est saccus, est saccus ex metallo.
Ok,
dicamus.
il carrello.
Recte, rectissime, euge.
Bravo. Yes, that's great.
It was my first time as a guesser and it was hard.
So what was the word in English?
Yeah, well, if it's oh my gosh, what is the basket? There it is, sportella. Or if it's the bigger one, the extra one that you roll like a carrello, that'll be a chiramaxium.
Ok.
And how is it in Italian?
Carrello.
Carrello. Yes. Irene La Preciosa is giving some guesses here.
Tutte e tre si usano.
Bravissima.
You can actually use all the three of those in a supermarket.
Yeah, you absolutely could, which is why Busta was great. And I thought, I wanted like kind of cestino. So anyway,
did they have supermarkets
Yes.
in ancient Rome?
Yeah, they did. Not like we would necessarily recognize, but there, you could go and buy different kinds of foods and
So just like a
indoors.
regular markets, like street markets.
Like in Pompeii, I saw the the takeaway food sellers, and it was great.
That's right, like Thermopolium. That's a good one. And even Trajan's Market, for example, it's which is right in Rome, and is essentially an indoor market, something like a supermarket or a shopping mall.
Yeah. So great. I think that was just the right level for Samantha. Yeah. So
Gracias,
Samantha, thank you for
Thank
calling.
Thank you for the opportunity to meet Luke. Thank you, Luke, for
Thank you
creating
for
your
calling.
video.
Altrettanto, grazie.
Thank you for calling, Samantha. We're going to add some more people. How much time we've got? A little bit of more, like we have some time. Actually, by the way, after this, guys, I'm going to stream on the new channel called Romance Languages Hub. The link is in the description. So after hanging out with Luke here, I'm going to move over to a new channel that is dedicated only to the Romance languages. And we're going to do similar show, but on a different channel, just because I want to separate different language families into different channels. So when we live stream, we can kind of focus on one language family at a time. But the Ecolinguist live show still is going to be going on, because what I like about it is that it connects speakers of different language families, but there is a big overlap there as well. Like, people speak multiple languages. They learn languages from different language families as well. So the Ecolinguist live is still going to go on, but a new channel is in the making right now. So I will be doing that after this. But we're focusing on this for now. We have some more people coming in. Let's add this person here. Hello, Konstantin, you will be next, so get ready. Hello, Konstantin.
Oh, wow.
Salve, Konstantin.
Hi.
Hey, Konstantin, where are you calling from, and what languages do you speak?
Unexpected to get to pass the queue so soon. Yeah, I'm from Russia and I speak English a bit. That's my wife.
Hello. Hi.
Sorry about that. I'm from Russia. I speak English a little bit and a tiny bit of German, but I only can understand it. And a while ago, back in the day in the school, I learned Esperanto and never had a chance to practice it. And the only experience I had in Latin was my father gifted me a book of Latin, a textbook of Latin. And the only thing I remember from it is one precise phrase, egredere ex urbo Catilina. That's it. Nothing more.
What does it mean?
We exile you from the city, and Catilina is a name of a guy. So I think it's some famous poem or something. I don't know.
Okay, so that's your experience with Latin. You speak English, and so you speak a Slavic language, a Germanic language, and a Romance language to some extent, like with Latin. English, it's arguable, right? There is so much influence from French. So would you like to take part in that challenge with word guessing for Latin?
Sure.
Yes. So I think you can just ask questions in English, I suppose. You can ask the clarifying.
По-русски, пожалуйста.
Luke, you speak Russian?
Я могу по-русски?
Чуть-чуть.
Я могу чуть-чуть.
But we'll see how much I remember or understand. If I don't, then
okay. So that would be like a truly like mutual intelligibility challenge, when you have to try to communicate. So yes, so Konstantin, you can just try to speak in Russian as much as possible, and Luke Latin. And let's see, let's see how it's gonna go. Luke, are you ready with the word?
Promptus sum.
Okay, let's.
Salve, Constantine. Ecce vocabulum. Hic est homo qui in spatium it. Qui volat in spatio. Est homo qui volat in spatio. Quis est?
In spatio. Наверное, это царь, король, king? No?
Non est. Est homo qui volat in vehiculo usque ad spatium extra atmosphaeram in spatium.
Я могу спрашивать перевод слова конкретного? Qui volat means who lives, right? No?
Volat exempli gratia, aves volant. et aeroplana volant. Volare. Aves beep, 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 beep. Aves volant. Volare est per aerem moveri.
Aerem. Something with connected with the air? No?
Auferista. Hic homo est homo qui operam facit in spatio, qui in statione spatiali operandat. Aut usque ad lunam volat.
At spatio. Oh, space.
Est
Extraterrestrial.
homo. Non est homo.
Cosmonaut.
Tu es homo, ego sum homo.
Cosmonaut.
Cosmonaut.
Yeah.
Recte. Cosmonauta aut astronauta. Rectissime.
Cosmonauta in Latin is cosmonauta or astronauta.
No, well, the just like in English, astronaut and cosmonaut are used separately. For example, in English, we refer to cosmonauts as anyone who flew into space from the Soviet Union or from Russia or from countries that went through the Soviet or the Russian space program. Whereas those associated with, say, the United States space program with NASA are usually called astronauts. And the European space agencies also tend to use the term astronaut, as well as the Japanese, while the Chinese call their astronauts or cosmonauts taikonauts. So in Latin, they could be cosmonautai or astronautai, depending on where they come from.
Yeah. I believe in Russia, we call cosmonauts people who only attended the orbit of the Earth. And astronauts are people who had a chance to step on a celestial body.
Really? Oh, that's
step
an
on the moon.
interesting distinction. So you do have astronaut.
Astronaut, that's a legitimate word in Russian, as well as
But
cosmonaut.
it's meant to. It would be people who landed on the moon or the Mars someday, or asteroids. That's interesting. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I
It's
might be
fascinating.
mistaken, but that's what I remember from the school.
That's so cool. That's great.
Yes, so that's great. You did so well. You guessed that. Yeah, it was a very nice word. Yeah, bravo. So, Konstantin, thank you for calling. Because we are approaching the end of the stream, so I would like to add some more people, as many as we can.
I'm not gonna steal more time from you.
Yeah,
Thank you
so much. Have a great evening.
Luke.
Bye bye.
Vale, Constantine.
Yes, that's great. Let's see. Maybe this person. Okay, Alex, you're going to be next. So just get ready. Here we are. Hello, Alex.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Salve, Alex.
We can hear you, Alex. Hello. Alex, so where are you calling from and what languages do you speak?
I'm from South America, in Ecuador. So I speak Spanish, English, and I am studying French.
And you're studying French. Okay, good. And what's your experience with Latin?
Actually, just the video that I see in your channel, that I have seen in your channel.
Okay, and did you understand it well, more or less? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, more or less, yeah. Okay.
Good.
I think you can get the basic words.
Okay, good. So, what language would you like to speak for this challenge? Spanish or French?
Spanish. Yeah.
Spanish. Okay, that's good. So, look, if you've got something ready.
Yes.
Okay, let's do this then.
Okay.
Salve, Alex. Hoc est insectum qui alas habet alas magnas et volat inter flores. Quid est?
Oh, pienso que la mariposa.
Rectissime est papilio. Rectissime, okay.
That was so quick. Yeah, so maybe so Alex, what gave it away for you? What gave it away? What gave it away? Like, what made you immediately think about butterfly?
I think de flores en flores, entre flores. Entonces con eso lo pude encontrar rápido.
That's right.
Okay, okay. So, look, maybe we could do another one.
Sure.
Because that was such
It's
a
so
short
hard
one.
with Spanish speakers and Italians. They already kind of half know Latin.
They already know Latin, yes.
Bene. E che aliud tibi vocabulum Alex si promptus es.
Okay, Alex. So just unmute yourself, okay? And I'm going to put you.
Haec est avis quae non volat et inter glacies vivit. Quid est?
Es un animal que no vuela.
Uh-huh.
La última
avis.
parte no logré entender.
Est avis quae non volat sed natat. Est avis quae natat in aqua frigidissima.
Ok, un animal que no vuela, que nada en agua muy fría. Creo que es, no sé, algún pez o alguna, puede ser ballena.
Piscis non est avis. Aves vivunt in arboribus ut solent, multae aves volare possunt. Aves se movent per aerem, alas suas moventes. Avis.
No logré comprender la última parte.
Avis iudinis facit pip 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 avis pip 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 pip.
Oh, como un sonido de un pingüino.
Rectissime! Est pinguinus, recte.
En español es pingüino, right?
Pingüino.
Pingüino, and in Latin it's
Penguinus or pinguinus.
Penguinus pinguinus. Okay, okay. Good. So, Alex, how was it this time? Was a little bit more difficult, right?
The second one was a little more difficult.
Which part threw you off?
The part when you said that this animal can go to the out of the water. That part I get confused.
Right, because avis doesn't have a clear cognate in Spanish, except for like aviación or something. But avis, that's pájaro, right?
Yeah.
That's pájaro.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So, Alex, thank you so much. That was great. Thank you for calling. And we're going to add another person, maybe. Look, how are we on time?
Yeah, let's do another one.
Yes, okay. Let's do another one. Let's add Andrew, maybe. Let's see if there is a connection there. Yes. Yes, Andrew. Andrew, you going live now. Hello, Andrew.
Salve, Andrew.
Hey, we can hear you. We can hear you now.
You guys can hear me.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not sure if my sound setup is working because I can't hear you guys.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I hear you. Do you not hear us?
Let's try turning off my headphones, and then maybe it might work better through my
speakers.
Just my laptop speakers.
Okay. Is that better? Yeah. Oh, I think we can't hear you. Because you muted yourself. So you have to unmute yourself. Andrew, you muted yourself right now. I see that you are muted. No, still no sound. It's kind of weird because it says that you muted yourself on your side, so I'm not sure what happened there. Andrew, so maybe you can try to call us back. I will see that it's you, so I will add you as soon as I see you call. Okay, let's do that. That might help because sometimes, usually, if there is any issue with sound, like reconnecting helps in the software.
Still, this works pretty well. I'm delighted.
Yeah, for doing it live, it also helps that people follow the instructions that they see on the website that I made for this. So thank you everybody for following that.
Thank you for following the instructions.
Thank you for following the instructions. That's very, very helpful. Okay, so let's add this person. Hello, Dan. So you're going to join us in a moment. So 1, 2, 3. Hello, Dan.
Hello.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
me?
you. Yes, we can hear you, Dan. Where are you calling from, and what languages do you speak?
I'm calling from Brazil. I speak Portuguese, English, German, mostly, and a bunch of other languages that we can play with. Italian, French.
Portuguese, please. That'd be great.
Portuguese,
Okay.
yes, because look, you're always interested in
Well,
learning
after
more about
our
Portuguese.
first, I was like, I understand Portuguese, and then we did the Ecolinguist the first time, and I'm like, the guy was talking about milk pie, like what the heck is pie? And it was his father, and I didn't understand any of that.
Yeah.
But then, so that made me decide, well, I should study some basic Portuguese. So now
Yeah.
maybe we'll be able to do better. So it should be good. Maybe.
Yes, good, very, very good. So Dan, before we start, what's your experience with Latin?
Latin, none.
No experience.
No experience. So I'll
Yes.
try to use my Portuguese and Spanish and whatever other Romance languages.
Okay.
Not,
Yes.
Not Latin in particular. No.
Good, Dan. So just remember to respond to Luke in Portuguese, like all the times if you want to like ask for clarifying questions or ask questions about the word. Okay.
Okay. So
Good.
everything in Portuguese.
Everything in Portuguese until we come back to this screen. Okay. So good. Let's do this then. Let's start.
Hagamos.
Olá.
Salve. Cum ignis accenditur hic emanat. Cum ignis accenditur hic emanat. Quid est?
Algo com fogo, acender, alguma coisa. Ignis.
Ignis, sed haec res emanat evenit ex igne.
Ex igne. É um objeto, fósforo.
Non est aer colore nigro.
Negro. Mas seria um material, um carvão para acender alguma coisa?
Sed in aerem emanat ex igne et sursumit in aere.
Ar. Acende no ar. Acende alguma coisa no ar, fogo, sol.
Ignis recte. Ignis accenditur etende. Quid venit ex igne?
Sol. Seria sol.
Quid est
Sol no céu. Sol, luz, lua, sol, estrelas.
No, est ignis ut dixisti. Ignis recte dis ignis accenditur tende aliquid ex igne evenit in aerem. Non sol, non stellae, est in terra. Homines ignem facere possunt, ut calidi filiant, est ignis. Sed ex igne, quid emanat? Quid venit ex igne?
Poste de luz na rua.
Lux venit ex igne, sed etiam aer niger venit ex igne. Dic mihi anglice,
não sei.
dic mihi, non, mane amice, dic mihi, quid est ignis, Lusitanice, quid est ignis?
Dignis,
Ignis.
ignis, fogo, acender.
Rectissime, ignis. Ecce, ignem habemus. No, we didn't get it. We didn't get it. He got the thing that the thing comes from, which is ignis, which is fogo, which is fire. Good. Ex igne quid venit?
Incêndio.
Incêndio?
Algo com fogo.
Quid?
Algo com fogo.
Expecta, nescio commodo dicatur in lusitanica lingua. Quid est? Ah, ok. Scio, quid sit. Quid venit ex ignes? Fogo recte est ignis, sed bene, ignem habemus.
Seguimos esse caminho.
Fogo. Recte habemus.
Elemento, água, fogo, ar, terra. Avatar, não.
We have an emergency here. Luke cannot stop laughing. But I think Dan, you're very close.
You're very close.
Something related to fogo.
Correct. De igne quid venit? Aliquid ex igne? Aliquid quod ex igne venit? Recte possim et si manum ti possim. Okay, edende.
So here we got some
Fumaça.
Acabou
o fogo. Olga Buzzi.
Yes. So yeah. I see. Actually, many people from in the chat, they I think they got it.
You were doing fine. It was just I couldn't find another way to describe it. That was why I was laughing at myself for just being I can't find another way to describe this, and that's my fault. That's why I was laughing. You did great.
Yeah. So look, you just like kind of chased yourself into a corner, and then.
I was like, because it. Because the word is not so obvious that ignis means fire. I mean, because we have fogo in Portuguese, foco, in Italian, for example, and that comes from the Latin word focus, which is a fireplace, but it's not the word for fire. So that just hearing ignis is like you can hear like maybe something like ignition or inicial or something in Romance languages. Thank you. Yeah.
Ascender y ignición.
You can kind of pick something out, but it's just not that obvious. And then, So anyway, great job. Thank you for working with me. That was fun.
Yes, thank you for representing Brazil. Yeah, in this episode.
Muito obrigado.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you, Dan.
I think we should end on that extremely high note. What do you think?
I think maybe we could add one more person because Andrew was already trying. He was already here. So let's add him and see if he sorted his audio problems. Hello, Andrew.
Hi guys, is it working this time?
Yes.
Yeah, we got
it works. Hello, Andrew. Welcome back to the show. Andrew, tell us where are you calling from and what languages do you speak?
So I'm calling from Ireland. I live in the Midlands of Ireland. I won't bother telling you the village because nobody's ever heard of it. And I speak English as my native language. I also studied Irish in school, but I'm nowhere near fluent. I am fluent in French and I speak a bit of Spanish too.
You are
Feel
fluent
free
in
to throw
French.
in Irish words. I've studied very little Irish, but I'm sure I would understand incredibly little, but it would be still fun to hear anyway if you feel like it.
Mahafar.
I understood that.
Yes, that's good. So what is like a common expression, Andrew? Before we move on to the challenge, you can teach us a common expression, like a useful phrase in Irish.
A common expression. Well, Mahafar just means good man. So Mach is the Irish word for good, far is man. So Mahafar, good man, or in this
Gives us the
context,
English,
kind of means well done.
Gives us English smashing, doesn't it?
Smash. I would say more so well done, as in, or good job, perhaps.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was saying the English word, the British English colloquial expression. Oh, that's smashing. That's great. I understand that comes from Irish. It's smashing, right?
Yes. Sorry,
I heard that
it helped when you put on the
10
British
years ago. I don't know if
accent,
it's
very
true, but
helpful.
We're dealing with so many languages in the show. So Andrew, you're calling in because you want to test yourself with Latin, like, and see how much Latin you understand.
I can give it a go.
With your linguistic background. So yeah, let's just get to it, because we are about to finish the show and move on to the Romance Languages Hub, everybody. The link is in the description. But before that, we have time for another challenge. So Luke, are you ready with the word?
I had one, but I need to expand my variety a little bit here.
Yeah, so Andrew, what language do you want to use for this challenge for yourself? Like, do you want to try to speak in French to Luke? Luke understands French. Or you would...
oui, pourquoi pas. Je pense pas qu'on a eu français.
Yeah. I think in the previous challenge, you did French as well, so you can just practice your French, and also it puts you in the mindset of like Romance languages to help you understand Latin. Great. So, Luke, are you ready?
Sum promptus.
Let's do that.
Salve amiche. Bene. Raidas habemus. Quomodo raida alitur. Raida alitur quodam liquido. Quid est?
Alors, nous avons... est-ce que tu as dit raida? Est-ce que ça veut dire... parce que je pense au mot français raide, mais je suis pas sûr si c'est lié avec le mot raida en latin.
Bene rogas.
Aussi liquide. Est-ce que c'est un liquide? Pardon? Vas-y.
Bene rogas. Quid sit raida? Raida est vehiculum quod quatuor rotas habet, et in vi strati solitis urbanis vehitur.
Et il y a combien de roues, combien de pneus?
Quatuor. Est vehiculum solitissimum in urbibus et in patris in toto mundo. Est raida. Quid?
Ouais, je sais maintenant.
Quid est raida?
Pardon?
Gallice, franco-gallice, quomodo vocatur, raida?
Raida, ça veut dire, en français, comme j'ai dit, ça veut dire, j'ai pensé au mot raide en français.
Raide? Non credo. Exempli gratia. Sunt multa genera raidarum. Audi raidas facit. Ford raidas facit. Tesla raidas facit. Raida.
Oui, je sais maintenant.
Quid est gallice? Non credo red vocare.
je me confusais un peu au début parce que raid, ça veut dire le cheveu
Ah.
étroit,
Mhm.
pas ondulé, étroit.
Ah.
Ça veut dire le cheveu raide en français. Mais il n'y a
Ah,
pas de
recte.
rapport avec ce qu'on parle maintenant,
Mhm. Igitur
je pense.
raidai
Ok,
aluntur quodam liquido.
ok.
Quo
Alors,
liquido
c'est
raid est
alors
est
c'était
res liquida quam imponimus in raidas.
ok. Alors c'est une véhicule avec quatre roues, quatre pneus qu'on conduit autour de la ville ou
Sed
dans un endroit urbain.
sed illud non est raida quod gallice voiture vocatur. Non est illud raida voiture est aliquid quod imponimus in raidas.
Ah,
Est
ok.
alimentum raidarum.
Ouais, je sais maintenant. Ok.
Quid est?
Je vais dire l'essence. Est-ce que c'est
Credo
l'essence?
recte.
Euh,
It's
en
that's
anglais?
gasoline, right? Or petrol?
Yeah, gasoline in American English. In Ireland, we'd say petrol, or in the UK too, they'd say petrol.
Benzinum in Latin. So,
In
all
Polish,
right.
actually, it's
Benzina.
benzyna. So I think it's closer to Latin.
With a Y too, because you have to be all fancy.
Benzyna, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Great job. That was fun.
great job, Andrew. So how was it? What is it in French again? Because I missed that part.
So petrol, l'essence. L'essence.
And I didn't actually know that because I don't know French that well. But thanks to Alex's clear, it's like, oh yeah, that's l'essence. It's like, yeah, I'm very convinced.
And because when you said raida, like I said, because in French the word raid, that refers to straight hair.
Right. Yeah, I can imagine that could be
so
confusing too.
It's very much a false friend or a false cognate.
I could have used an easier word, autokinetum, which sounds like a little bit like
That would be too easy, because then the auto, that would be too much of a giveaway.
Right. Yeah, but raid is much more common in modern Latin for an automobile, for a car. Just as like car is more common than automobile in most English, right? And the really cool thing too, speaking of French, is that raida actually is a Gaulish word that was borrowed into Latin at an early stage of the development of Latin. So it was just a Gaulish cart, just like the word car means like a cart with a horse and so forth. So that's
I'm glad you mentioned that, because isn't there's a linguistic theory that the Gaulish languages were part of maybe a wider Italo-Celtic language family.
Oh, it's absolutely.
I believe. Yeah, because the Romans they saw a lot of cognates in the Gaulish languages when they went and conquered Gaul.
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool.
Like Vercingetorix, for example, that Rix is just Rex, king in Latin. But they made that part of his name. He was just King Vercinget or whatever it was. Vercingeto, I don't know what it was, but they just smashed them all together like that. So a lot of connections with, of course, the other language, one of the other languages you studied, which is, of course, Irish, which is Celtic language, or Gaulish. But Gaul is France, which is French. So all mixed together.
Of course. And then the Irish word for Irish is Gaeilge. And then in Scottish Gaelic, the word for that language in it is Gaelig. So you can see the connections. And even talking about the word for king, in Irish, it's Rí. And then the word for royal is Riaga. So you can see the connections very clearly there.
Absolutely.
Yes. Cool. So actually, just going back to the word for gasoline, actually in Romanian it's benzina as well. So it's closer to Latin.
Yeah, and that is an Italian too.
In Hungarian benzene, I think it's Russian benzene as well.
That's true.
Dutch benzene, benzina, Silvia. I think that's Italian, right?
Yes, sir.
And gas. gas. And we have a Norwegian one as well, benzene.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Nice.
And combustible, that's the one that you mentioned, Luke, right?
No, I assume that looks like Romanian or something to me. I don't know.
Romanian,
Except, but Zina is the other word in Romanian for sure. I don't know.
Essence, benzene,
Combustibil.
German. Yeah, in German, benzene as well. Yes, that's cool. Yeah, I see. So that was an interesting word. That was a pretty abstract one. so I'm glad, Andrew, that you made it. Was it
Very
easy?
enjoyable, though.
Was it
That was
easier
fun to
than
work out.
expected, or?
Well, it's funny because French is the most different probably of the Romance languages to maybe Latin. I mean, I'm not a linguist by profession or anything, but it certainly seems the most different. You compare the ease that Italian and Spanish speakers have with understanding Latin versus French speakers, and I think maybe a lot of it is because the pronunciation of French is so different.
I think it's mostly an acoustical.
And yeah, like that. Like I
thing.
said, that word.
Yeah, because written French is one of the most conservative
Yeah,
of the Romance
just-
languages in its spelling, with so many words. Like there's a lot of
Yes.
PHs and THs that are retained, as we retain in English, archaic spellings. That so that's so I think written French could do just about as well as anyone, but hearing
Absolutely,
it's harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the phonetics are so different nowadays that it's spoken Latin sounds quite different, at least to my ears, my non-native French ears.
Actually, recently, I need to plug the video that we just made with
that was
Luke a
fun.
few weeks ago. Yes, it was Latin versus French, and that was the experiment in which we were testing how well French speakers from different countries understand spoken Latin.
That was fun.
It was fun. So for everybody interested, you can check out that.
I didn't go
video.
easy on them. I made it really hard for the French, and they did well. The Francophones.
Yeah, considering the level that you
I mean, it was the hardest one I ever did, and they did fine. So just to prove that the French are just as Romance as anyone.
Yes. Great. So Andrew, thank you for calling.
Thank you, Norbert. Maybe just one thing
Gracias.
before I drop off. When I tried to call in initially, I know from your end it looked like I was muted, but from my end it didn't say I was muted. It basically said I was unmuted. So and I think Leonardo he had a bit of difficulty dialing in too. So I might just drop you an email after the show and just show you a screenshot of what I can see from my side.
Yeah. Sometimes there are some issues. Maybe
I'm not sure.
Maybe especially when lots of people calling at the same time, maybe it has some effect on the software. But
Possibly, yeah.
But thanks for bearing with this and calling in. Thank you so much. Actually, thank you.
Nice to meet you, Luke, and thank you for
too.
bearing with my bad video quality this evening.
Well, mine's awful. Don't
Take
worry.
care.
You're doing fine. Vale.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It's much better than mine.
Thank you so much, Andrew, and thank you everybody who called in today. That was
Gratias omnibus.
That was
super fun.
a great experience. Yes. So thank you, Luke, so much for your time. And most of the time people can just can only watch you in those challenges, and they participate, but post factum, so to speak.
Yeah.
And here they could interact with you live. And
Well, I hope we get to do it again, because I had a blast. And next time we'll have you on Plymouth for a live stream.
Yes, I will be happy to do that. So thank you so much, Luke. All the links to your channels are in the description box. So you guys,
thanks.
if you're just discovering Luke, just go and check out his content. But yes, after this, I'm going to stream on the Romance Languages Hub. So we're gonna just try to make more interesting challenges featuring Romance languages. So you can join me there. But yes, that would be all for tonight on the Ecolinguist Live. Thank you, Luke.
Thanks, Norbert. Gratias, Tibiago.
Thank you. And Luke, I will talk to you later. And you guys, you can move on now to the Romance Languages Hub, and I'm going to join you in a few minutes because I need to set things up and stuff, but I should be there. Hopefully you're gonna make it as well, because otherwise I will be streaming to no people, because it's a brand new channel, 0 subscribers, nobody's there. So yes, hopefully I will see you there. Bye bye.